And I'm Mikey, and we are the directing team for the show.
Yay!
Thank you so much for coming to see the show. We're really excited to share all this work with you today.
Before we begin, we would like to recognize the land that we are all gathered on today. We are all gathered on the traditional and unceded land of the Ramaytush Ohlone people. We would like to recognize and honor the Ramaytush Ohlone community, past and present, and recognize their relationship to the land and people.
You will have the pleasure of viewing the show for about 2 hours, and there will be a 15-minute intermission. This show includes flashing lights, loud noises, violence, blood, death, and mentions of suicide.
If by any chance you need to exit this room, there's exits marked by glowing signs right behind you over there. And for emergencies, there's one right towards that way.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. We want to say that there are no photos or videos. We have professionals doing those videos for us, and we've already taken our photos. There is also no food or drink allowed in the studio theater at any point. You're allowed to have water, and if you do have any drinks, they should be closed in bottles, and any food needs to be awaited.
So get comfortable and enjoy the show. And I pray you
Remember the directors.
Anon.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly is done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place? Upon the heath.
There, to meet with Macbeth. I come, Grey Malkin. Had cause. Anon. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemed by his plight, the revolts of the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful stood the merciless MacDonald from the western isles of kerns and gapple glasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned coral smiling showed like a rebel's babe, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, with smote with bloody execution, like Valor's minion, carved out his passage till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops and fixed his hand upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
As whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lords surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes. As sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons, overcharged with double crack, so that they doubly redoubled strokes upon the bow. Except they meant to bathe in ripping wounds or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but oh, I am weak. My
be as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go, get some surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What haste looks from his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Nuaean banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Nor himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till then, Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted himself in comparisons. Point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness. No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, no Macbeth hath won.
My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope. To me you speak not. If you could look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth and greater?
Not so happy yet. Much happier.
Thou shalt be kings, though thou be none. So, all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Say, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
Whither are they vanished?
The air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that keeps the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king,
and Thane of Cawdor too, and did not so?
to the self-same tuned words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal adventure in the rebels' fight, his wonders and praises do contend in viewing over the self-same day. He finds thee in a stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make. Strange images of death, everyone did bear thy praises in the kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And, for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That, trusted home, might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, the word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given the earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart and knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's rapt.
If chance should have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use. Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think if one would have chanced, and at the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
So then, enough. Come, friends.
done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set out a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as it were a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my gratitude even now is heavy on me. Thou art so far before the swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's parties to receive our duties, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton and fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you, whose places are nearest, know we will establish our estates upon our eldest, Malcolm, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. Which honor must, not unaccompanied, invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, bind us further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach.
My worthy Cawdor.
Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down or else o'er leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my dark and deep desires. The eye winketh the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see.
True worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned, by the perfectest report, that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I really desired to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail King, that shall be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, who shalt be what thou art promised. Though I do fear thy nature, it is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. But thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst strongly win. Thou'lt have, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thy ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who were it so would have informed me for preparation.
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, scarcely had more than would make up his message.
Give him tendings, he brings great news. raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, haul thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my thane, is a book, where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your hand, your eye, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for. And you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which to all our days and nights to come gives solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
Recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-hunting martlet, is approved by his beloved mansion Reeve, that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. The air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. Love that falls us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Here I teach you how you shall bid God build us for your pains and thank us for your comforts.
Oh, all our service in every point, twice done and then done double, we're poor and single business, to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. We rest your garments.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at his heels and had purpose to be his conveyor, but he rides well. And his great love, sharp as a spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Oh, all your servants ever have theirs, themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me thy hand, conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
Assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his Circe's success. That but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, on this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, outbear the knife myself. Besides, This Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow that horrid deed in every eye, the tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls upon the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou feared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Would thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you? I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out had I so sworn as you have done to this.
We should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whither to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limben only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men and children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's in bed. He hath been in unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond, he greets your wife Wibble by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the serpent's defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they've showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we can spend it in some words upon that business.
At your kindest leisure.
You shall cleave to my consent when 'tis. Shall I honor thee?
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, yet still keep my bosom franchise and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid upon thy mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this, which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. My eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade indulged in gouts of blood which was not there before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to my eyes. Now, o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams amuse the curtain of sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel wolf, whose howl is his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear the very stones will pray to my whereabouts and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Thus I threat. He lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman that gives the sternest good night. He is about here. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What of?
They have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready, he could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I said it?
I.
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say sorry sight.
There's one that laughed in his sleep, and one cried murder. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There were two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands listening their fear. They could not say amen, but they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could I not pronounce amen? And was needed blessing and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways. So, it will make us mad. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Thought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleep of care. The death of each day's life. Sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course and chief nourisher in life's feast. Still it cried sleep no more to all the house. Gloms have murdered sleep. And therefore Cado shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? They pluck out my eyes. What? Will all great nature's oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? No. This my hands will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color. But I shame to wear a heart so pure. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, we're knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, or best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking! I would thou couldst.
Well, there's a knocking indeed. If a man were quarter of Elgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, 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 who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer, arraying himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, I'm napkins and I'm about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Come in time. That wasn't so difficult. The fourth wall's easily broken. I don't understand it. For Pete's sake, the last scene was a murder and you've all sat in your asses. Knock, 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 he's there. And the other devil's name. Pete, here's an equivocator that could swear on both the scales against either scale, who committed treason, enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Come Knock. Who's there? There's an English tailor. Come in. They're stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here's your main roast beef. Knock. Nobody, quiet. What are you? What are you? Yeah, you're too cold for hell. This place is too cold for hell. I'll teleport it no further. Sit down. To have lived in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Hang on. You remember the porter?
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing until the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink provoke?
Now, sir, a nose beating, sleep, and urine. Lechery. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it marks him. It sets him up, and it takes him off. It persuades him, and it hardens him. It makes him stand to. I'm not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in his sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I'll bring you to her. I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet, this one...
Labor with divine and physics pain. Here is the door.
I'll make so bold to call for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horrors! 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 Tongue nor a heart cannot conceive nor name thee!
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke hope. The Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the villain.
What's this you say? The life?
You knew his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bells! Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalbain! Malcolm, awake! Shake off this doubting sleep, death's counterfeit, and see of death itself! Ring the bell!
The business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of this house. Speak!
'Tis enough for you to hear what I must speak. Such repetition on a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Lord, alas, what, in our house?
Dear Duff, I pray thee, contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown in graves is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and mere lees are left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh. By whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which, unwiped, we found upon their pillows. They stirred and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me in my fury that I did kill them.
Whence for did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. Here the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love and courage to make his love known?
Help me hence, help.
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? Where a faint humor should seize us? Let away our tears and I a brood.
Put not our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look for the lady, and let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well
contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office in which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland our separate fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The nearer blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot has not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty with our leave-taking. There's honor in that theft, which steals itself and there's no mercy left.
Does the face of earth entomb when the living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon towering in her pride of place was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, they turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, as if they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other?
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Oh, here comes the good Macduff. How is the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who's done this more than bloody deed?
Those Macbeth had slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled. This puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. The riftless ambition that wilt swallow up thine own life's means. Then, 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Will you to stop? No, cousin. Will suffice. Well, I will thither.
Well, Okay, you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old ropes sit easier than our new.
Farewell.
Tonight we'll hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still have been both brave and prosperous on this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Good not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Farewell, our feast.
My lord, I will not. Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird women promised. I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself will be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why? By the verity on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope. But hush, no more.
Be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath the wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head, they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If this is so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. Put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, hie into horse. Adieu to your return at night. Goes fiance with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Well, I wish you swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves to some time alone. Attend to those men, our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. Now, go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it yesterday when last we spoke?
to us.
Well then now, have you considered my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past who helped you so under fortune, which you thought had been ours itself. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed, the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might half a soul into a notion crazed, saying, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, choughs, water rugs, and demi-wolves are set all by the name of dogs. So of men. Now, if you have a station in the file not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, who grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows in the face of the world hath some sense that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disaster, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
All of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could, with bare-faced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends, both his and mine, whose loves I must not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our
Your
lives...
spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will instruct you where to plant yourselves, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace always thought that I required a clearness. And with him, Fleos, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's. Must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Nought's had, all's spent, when our desires got without intent. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord, why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, while our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep, in spite of the afflictions of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well, Treason has done his worst. Nor steel nor poison. Nothing can touch him further.
Come on. Gentle, my lord. Sleek over your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, Ralph. And so I pray to you, that your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present an eminence both with eye and tongue, unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces visards of our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his fleons live.
But in nature's copies not etern.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. If be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to Hecate summons the shard-bored beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, do thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night. Scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, as night's dark agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee,
Near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, anchor horses.
Give us a light there, ho!
And 'tis he. The rest that have been the subject of expectation are already in the port.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually, so all men do from hence to the palace gate make it their wall.
A light!
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
There will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, Perkins! Fly, fly, fly! Thou makest revenge. Oh, God!
Who did strike out that light?
Was it not the way?
There's but one doubt. The sun is fled.
We have lost this half of our affair.
Well, let's away and see how much is done.
You know your own degrees, and first and last the hearty love.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but at best time shall require her.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See, they encounter you with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even, here I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, and none will drink a measure. There's blood upon my face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Better to be without than he within, as he dispatched.
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
That was the best of the outposts. Yet he's good that did the light to Cleos. Without it, thou art not forever.
Most royal sir, Cleos is gate.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. Is Banquo safe?
Aye, my lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenchant gashes to his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. Then to go in circuit lies. The worm that's fled hath nature, and in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Bid be gone.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheers. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched, while 'tis making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed, we're best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony, eating or bear without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
Please, your highness, sit.
Here have we now our country's honor roofed, with the graced person of our Banquo present. And may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company?
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your majesty?
Which of you have done this?
My lord.
Thou canst not say I did. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
I pray you, keep seat. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. If you much note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one that dare look upon that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, imposters to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there, behold and look! Though, how say you? What dare I? If thou canst not speak too! Darnel houses in that grave must send those that be buried back. Our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
That's quite a man in folly.
I stand here. I saw him.
Why, for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now, in the olden time. Ere humane statue purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die and there an end. But now they rise with 20 mortal murders on their crowns to push us from our schools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to all those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all, and to him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Quit my sight! Let the earth find me! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! There is no speculation in those eyes which thou dost smile with!
Think of this worthy franchise, but a thing of custom, 'tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the tongue.
What man dares? I dare! Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear! The armed rhinoceros or the hulking tiger! Take any shape but this, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and carry me to the desert with thy sword. In trembling I never then protect me the baby of a girl. And in horrible shadow, unreal mockery, and... So, be gone. I am a man again. I pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder. You make me strange even to the disposition that I know, and now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. Yours worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health to his majesty.
Kind good night to all.
Will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by maggot pies and choughs and rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the matter?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
Thou sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at a great day.
Did you send to him, sir?
Hear it by the way, but I will say, there's not one of them but in his house that keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will, to the weird sisters. More shall I speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For my own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far, that were I to wait no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have to head, that will to hand, that must be acted ere they may be scanned.
We lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. A strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or share the glory of our art. And which is worse, all that you have done hath been but for a wayward son, who, spiteful and wrathful as others do, loves for his own ends. end now. Get you gone, and to the pits of Acheron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and spells provide, your charms and everything beside I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought upon ere noon. On the corner of the moon there hangs a vapor's drop profound. I'll catch it! Ere I come to the ground, and that, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites that by the strength of their illusion shall draw him to his conclusion. He shall spurn death, scorn fate, bear his hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear, and as we all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark. My little spirit sea sits in a foggy cloud and waits for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hid your thoughts, which can interpret farther. Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth, marry he was dead. The right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Man must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Dem in fact how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not, straight in pious rage, the two delinquents tear that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say, he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as in it pleased heaven he should not, they should find what it were to kill a father, so should Fleance, but peace, for from broad words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Siward, that by these, with him above to ratify the work, we may once again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets, bloody knives, do faithful honor and receive free homage, all of which we do pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute, "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who to say, "You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer."
And that well might, advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this, our suffering country, under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
one.
Swelter venom. Sleeping god, boil thou first in the charming pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fatty steak. In my cauldron, boil and bake.
Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dove.
Adder's form, blind worm's sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing.
For charm of powerful trouble, like a hellbrook, boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon,
Tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, ma and goat.
The refined salt sea shark. Root of hemlock, digged in the dark. Slivered in the moon's eclipse, make this gruel thick and slab.
add thereto a Titan chaudron.
For the ingredients of our cauldron, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Bullets with the baboon's blood.
Then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. And now, about the cauldron spin, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Open locks,
Whoever knocks.
Now, you secret dark and midnight paths. What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, however you come to know it. Answer me. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak. Demand.
Will answer. Say it, Faddis, rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh. Grease that sweating from the murderer's gibbet. Throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macbeth.
Beware, Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. But a word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm. Macbeth.
And live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, so that I may tell thee the hearted fear lies and sleep in spite of us. What is this that rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspires are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet bodements, good. Rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and a high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, paying his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, will Banquo's issue reign ever in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Answer me! What's that noise?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown to sear mine eyeballs. In thy hair, thou other gold-bound brows like the first. Third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? Before, what will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? And nothing yet, I'll see no more. And yet the fifth appears that bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see the twofold balls and trebled scepters carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What, is this true?
Aye, sir. All this is true. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly?
Come, sisters, cheer up his sprites, and share the best of our delights.
I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round.
That this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome day.
Of this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was it that came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighted purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife. Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all those unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does come. He loves his wife. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, would frighten her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. So little as the wisdom where the fight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the bits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things, at their worst, will cease, will climb upwards to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
He is fallen, but he's fallen.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sir, your father's dead. What will you do? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What birds and blood?
With what they get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'st never feared the net nor line, the pitfall nor the cheek.
And why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How will you do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Well, I can buy me 20 on any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thy speech with all thy wit, and in faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
And what is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
And must all swearers and liars be hanged?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why the honest
Then
man?
the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now that help thee, poor man. And how will thou do for a father?
If my father were dead, you'd weep for him. If not, then it should be a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor Paranoia, how thou talkst.
Bless me for a day. I am not too young, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little one. To frighten you thus he thinks I am too savage. To do worse to you or foul cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven persevere you. I shall abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put it that only defense to say I have done no harm?
no place so unsanctified where such as thou may find it.
He is a traitor. Thou liest! Thou shattered villain!
What? You egg.
He has killed me, mother. Run away. I pray you.
But I see got some desolate shade, and there leave our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and bestride our downfall in birthdom.
But I think I'll wail. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. Not touched you yet.
I'm not tyrannical.
But Macbeth is.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious moments, those strong knots of love without leave taking? I pray you let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think. Don't be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted, am I right? And here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head or wear it on my sword, oh, yet my poor country will have more vices than it had before, more sundry, more suffering, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particular vices so grafted that, when they shall be opened, Macbeth will seem as pure as snow.
Not in the legions of horrid hell, but come a devil more damned and evil to top Macbeth.
Grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, sudden, false, deceitful, smacking of every sin that has a name. There's no bottom, none. My voluptuousness and my desire. All consonant impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
But yet, be not afraid to take upon you what is yours.
With this, there grows in my most ill-composed affection, staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house. My lord having would be a sauce to have me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
But yet do not fear. Scotland hath poison to take upon your own, and all these are portable with other races' weight.
Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar all universal peace, and confound all unity on earth. If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. These evils that were pieced upon thyself hath banished thee from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains that sought to win me into his power, God above, deal between thee and me. For even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detractions. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely has coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. What I am is thine, and whither indeed, before that hero approached, old Siward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now will, together, and with the chance of goodness, be like our warranted quarrel. Well, why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Well, or anon, comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great assay of art that at his touch will presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he needs?
'Tis called the evil. A most miraculous work in this good king. And since my he remained in England, I have seen him do.
See who comes here.
Countryman, yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
Oh, I know him now. Good God! Be time to remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland, where it did.
Alas, poor country almost afraid to know itself. Cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy.
No relation too nice yet, too true.
What's the newest grief?
Out of an hour's age doth is the speaker. Each minute seems a new one.
How's my wife?
Why, well.
And my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered their peace?
No. They were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not coy of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I had heavily borne, there ran rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England has lent us good Siward, an older and better soldier none.
Would I could answer the comfort with the like, but I have words.
What concern they? The fee grief? Or is it a single cause due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. But the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever. Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven. But, man, never pull your hand upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart that bids it break.
All my children?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of this great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hell kite, all? What? All my pretty chickens and their dam in one fell swoop?
Disputed, like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that are most precious to me. Did heaven look on and not play their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Thou slaughter their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let not the heart enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman of mine eyes and brag with my tongue. But, gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword's length. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, and our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you and received no truth in your report. When was it you last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field,
great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumber agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I would not report after.
You made to me, 'tis most meet you should.
Neither you nor anyone having no witness to confirm my speech. No, here she comes. This is her very guise, and on my life, fast asleep. I'm sorry, stand close.
How came she by that light?
I stood by her. She is led by her continually. It is her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, their sense was shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an action and custom within her, same as us washing her hands. I've known her to continue in this quarter now.
Yet, here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out. Damn spot. Out, I say. 1, 2. I think 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. 5, my lord, 5. What? A soldier and fear. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? I would have thought the old Manzo had so much blood.
Did you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean? No more that, my lord, no more that. You mar all. Starting.
Go to, go to. You have known what you should not.
She spoke what she should not, I'm sure. Heaven knows what she's.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh. Oh. Oh.
What a sight is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well, well, well.
Pray God it please.
This disease is beyond my practice. And I have known those who have walked in their sleep, which have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. It's done. Cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Right.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she, the divine, than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So, good night. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night.
Power is near. Led on by Malcolm, his uncle Siward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them for their dear causes, which the bleeding and grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we all meet them.
That way they're coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Siward's son and many unrough youths that even now protest the first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Duncan he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of our rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands? Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his head hang loose about him like a giant's robe.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start? when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience to where it is truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly weal, and pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
To Burnham!
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly off. Till Burnham wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot change with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's of a woman born shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false things, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. Thou God-faced loon, where gost thou that goose look?
Sir, there is 10,000.
Geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thou fear, thou little boy. What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, Wayface?
The English force, so please you.
Go take that face hence. Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say! I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sea, the yellow leaf. And those things which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have. But in their place, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Go, send out more horses. Skir the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. Doctor, how goes that patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure of that! Canst thou not minister to a mind disease? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff that weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll none of it. Come, put my armor on. Give me my staff. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Satan, send out. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb, senna, what purgative drug would scour these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparations make us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death or pain. To Burnham Forest come, to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow our discovery ere and report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but the confident time and keep still in Duncan, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope. For when there is advantage to be given, none both more and less have given him the revolt. None serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues, strokes, must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
The cry is still, they come. Here let them lie. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we would have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What was that noise?
It's the cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell hairs would a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once starve me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a woman. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps in this petty pace. Day. Day. To the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out. Out, brief candle. I've split a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. What comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly?
Gracious my lord, I must report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my walk upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar!
Let me endure your wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it, I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiends that lies like truth. Fear not, till Burnham would do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm, arm and doubt! If this which ye avouches does appear, there can be no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, in which the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Come wind, come rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall do what else remains to do, according to our order.
I fare thee well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Let our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, these clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear, or not?
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, no more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword I seethe again undeeded. That way the noises. By this note, one of great clatter seems brooded. Let me find good fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day itself almost professes yours, and little is left to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? As I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Oh, man else I have avoided. But get thee back. My sword is too much charged with blood of thy already.
I have no words. My voice is my sword. Thou evil villain in terms can give thee out.
Keen sword and crest has made me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
To spare thy charm, and tell the angel thou still hast served, tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped!
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, O coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We shall have thee, as our rare monsters were, painted upon a pole and underripped. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would become to Dudson aid, and thou opposed, being of no woman born, then I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold, enough!
Some must go off, and yet by these I see as great a day as this was cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived until he was a man, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead?
Aye, and brought up the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured for his work, for that it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then, God soldier he be. If I had as many sons as I have hairs, I could not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he fought well and paid his score, then God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy king's pearl, whose voices speak salutation of mine, whose voices I desire aloud with mine own. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen shall henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do than to call home our exiled friends that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen. This, and what needless else, that calls upon us by the grace of grace, we will perform and measure time and place. So thanks to all at once, and through each one, whom we invite to see me crowned at Scone.